Hey, what's up everybody? This is Bic Benedict. We're playing Dead Space 3 on Impossible difficulty, Chapter 9 Onward. So we have an opportunity to visit the bench, turn the generator on, and then throw one of these gears through the space over the generator. We only need to throw one of the three gears. I'm not sure why they gave you three. We're going to be dealing with some feeders though on this chapter, so what you want to have equipped is a gun that has a fast reload speed and one that's powerful. My plasma cutter, it works pretty well. I wanted to use the Ripper, but I have yet to acquire a Rip Core, so I can't make a Ripper. And they're going to be coming up pretty soon. They're pretty much the equivalent of what the babies were in Dead Space 2. Those little monster babies with the talons for hands. They're just as fast, but they're also just as low in HP. So a couple of hits will kill them. Like my plasma cutter kills them in 2 shots. I could probably get it up to 1 shot, but I don't have enough damage equipped to my weapon. We're also going down here to acquire the Arctic suit so we can go out and not get hypothermia in this cold weather. I don't think you can shoot that guy. He's just a little taste of what's to come here. So we're going to be facing these guys in the next room. And they hunt in packs, but you're always given, it's always like a checkpoint right before the skirmishes, in my experience so far. Sorry about that little black mark right there. Here they are right there. And I was using the line gun here for some reason, and the line gun is really not working out for me. I'm going to have to change it in one of the battles up ahead, because I started this chapter over again. I equipped the force gun, and then I put, the force gun was my top tool, and then the bottom tool was the I don't even know what it was, you guys. I'm sorry. Sometimes I wish they could just give you the gun and not you have to craft it. The thing about that though is that you can make blueprints. Just craft a weapon, make a blueprint of it, and then you can just have that gun and alter it as you see fit. I also made a bunch of items here. That's why I have so many health packs. The items are just going to fall out of the feeder enemies, so you don't have to stomp on them. I think we have some more feeders coming up here. This right here might not be a checkpoint area up here, so watch out. Like in Dead Space 2, I remember taking on those little babies, and you could just pretty much kill a baby and then throw one into the other guys, and they're just so weak that they can be killed that easily. But if a bunch of them are on you, you could be dead very quickly. So I'm gonna fall back now. They'll all run through the door, and this is a pretty easy confrontation because they're all running at you from one direction. See how they all came in here? I should have just fallen back, but see, the line gun's pretty good. It's just I could get it to shoot faster and I could get it to reload, but I've used all the circuits, so I can't. Well, I could, but I from this point I can't go back. I can't go back to the bench. You can actually, but I just don't want to right now. So, like, the plasma cutter works pretty damn well on them. It's fast. It takes them out in 2 shots. So I don't know how that got animated right there. And what? Like, how did that happen? Stuff like that I just don't understand. I don't even know where the hell that guy came from. Yeah, there they go. That's where the guy came from. He just dropped from the ceiling. And I know I said you don't have to stomp on their bodies, but I can't help it sometimes. I just do it. So this is an area that got, I think all the crew got turned into feeders, and then they started feeding on each other. So there's a nice circuit right there to apply once we get to a bench. But our primary goal is to obtain the Arctic suit. So over to the left is a box over here and some more items. Got an artifact. Now we're going to be doing a couple of puzzles. Got a save point right over here. And these puzzles, this first puzzle is easier than the first. This one here, right there, I was just checking my surroundings. All you really need to do is just line these up so they all can be connected with the same type of symbol. See that? The little one, the orange with the lines on it. There we go. They just all have to connect and make sure that they're all connected, and then the panel will turn from orange to green. Now wait here for the first time. It's not instant death if you get killed by this. I think you get 2 or 3 hits. You have to wait for it to go once and then go forward, stasis it, and then this guy's going to run out. Normally I couldn't get that guy to get crushed by that thing, so I had to back off right there and then stasis it. You could probably get away without stasising it, but not over here. Over here you have to stasis it, and that was the wrong place to do it actually. Well, it's not wrong, but it's hard to get that angle to line up right there. See, what you need to do is just wait till it goes all the way to the back, and then go into the shaft, and then go right in front of it. Like right there, that was a hard angle for me to hit sometimes and stasis it from that vantage point. This is a tough fight up here. Another puzzle where we're trying to line up the symbols here. Then the next spawn after this is going to occur after you hit the panel once it glows green. So what you need to do is put your back against the wall and start firing. I would recommend the plasma cutter myself. I was trying to stasis these guys, and the controls were flat out not even working to stasis them. I had a full thing of stasis. I was pressing L1 and triangle. It just wouldn't even work. So I said to hell with it. I mean, you will see me stasis, but I'm not depending on it. I don't know if it's this area that's not programmed properly, but I'm not even depending on the stasis because it's not working. And it's not always like that. It's just over here. And this spawn's a little weird. You got to kind of move around a little bit. There they come. I mean, this plasma cutter is so fast, so powerful. I mean, it doesn't come like that, but you can make it really powerful and fast. And reload speed's very critical here. So just take these guys out. Here I'm using the force gun. I'm going to have to change this because the force gun, it requires you to be in very close proximity to these guys to kill them. Otherwise, you're just going to drive them back and then they'll just get up. But it is nice to at least get them off your back for a moment so you could possibly reload or switch weapons or whatever you want to do. So that's it right there. And unfortunately, there's no checkpoint over here if you get crushed. But I'll show you how to do the section without getting crushed. The one nice thing about killing a bunch of those guys is just collecting all the loot after you killed all of them. I think I get hit right over here. And it's just going to demonstrate that it's not a one-hit kill. I knew I had to go to the right. Did I take a hit right there? Yeah. I took a hit right there, and I didn't even turn into the yellow armor. So I don't think there's any more enemies. We're just going to be climbing this ladder, getting some items, and then getting that Arctic suit, which is free. So and you can also upgrade your armor and your rig. And whenever you go to the suit kiosks, you can upgrade your current. Well, I think it doesn't even matter what suit it is. It all carries over to all the suits, I believe. You could also upgrade your stasis module and your kinesis, with the kinesis probably being the least important of all those three that I just mentioned. So we're going to get the medic's support handgun, and here's the suit over here. And after this door loads, and we'll go in here and get the suit, and then swap out for this really good suit that'll prevent us from freezing. Okay, so now that we got the suit, now we're just going to. This was the area where when we first came in from the elevator. I mean, once we first came down here, you may have saw me try to drag that box via the kinesis module through the bars. So from here on out, we're going to go back to the upgrade bench if you want to. I actually made some adjustments to my arsenal, and I think I was able to craft a ripcore. So what you're going to be seeing me do over here, and by the way, these doors, extremely long loading times, but I edited those out. This is how we're greeted once we come out here. I'm going to start using the Ripper. It's a good weapon. Just you press when you're aiming, press R1, and you don't have to keep pressing the R1. Once you have the blade hovering in the air with the kinesis module, just move the right analog stick. See how I'm doing this here? You got to get close to these guys, but it's a very powerful tool. I like it, but it's not one of those weapons that I love like more than any other one. I just wanted to try it out. It's a good. It's decent, but it's not my like go-to weapon. Some people swear by it, and that's cool, but I'm just not one of those people that likes it that much. So there's the edit right there. I'm sorry, I was wandering around the environment looking for stuff, trying to see if I could put down a bot. So this is the security checkpoint area. Some items in here to pick up. And we are going to be facing a boss. This chapter will conclude with a boss fight. It's not that tough though. And I think there's another bench after all this. Yeah, in fact, I'm pretty much damn certain there's a bench, just in case you're not comfortable. Like, because with the Ripper is not going to be anything you can use on the boss, because you just can't get that close to the boss to use it. It doesn't have that much range. We are going to have an enemy up here. There may be a cut up here too, an edit. That is, yeah, the edit. Sorry about that. We're just going in a straight line though. And then we're going to have this guy up here. He's going to jump out at us when we get to a point right over here once we pass that snow vehicle. So he goes really fast. I don't know if these guys are upgraded guys, but yeah, a lot of my familiarity with the weapons comes from playing Dead Space Extraction. So if you never played Dead Space Extraction, definitely you can get it for free if you buy Dead Space 2. If it's a new copy, I think. So, of course, we're not going to be able to go into this cave here without getting some guys on us real quick. So, that was my first time going in there, and I know this game so well. It's like they're not going to give me all these free boxes for nothing. There's got to be a catch, and those two guys are the catches actually. So, those guys must be the upgrades from the standard pickaxe guys. So yeah, there's a lot of loot down here. But I miss the secondary features of weapons. Like, if you've ever played Dead Space 2, like the secret weapon, I love that weapon, and you could zoom in with that scope, and it was just incredible. I don't know why, you know? There's only 2 weapon slots, but you can, I mean, you can have 4 different type of weapons, but it's not the same thing. But I still really like this game. It's just, you know, I don't know. It's just, you know, they did their thing. You know, they wanted to do their changes. And I really hope they learn from their lessons. And I'm trying to make that sound not as negative as it perhaps is on its face, but I think the majority of people would prefer the Dead Space 2 style with having 4 weapons. I don't think I ever really depended on 4 weapons in Dead Space 3 or Dead Space 2. I think because that was just too many to manage. I just like to have I liked to have 3 weapons. You know, have the D-pad go left up and right on the D-pad, and then I generally wouldn't assign anything to the bottom slot. But that would change depending on circumstances. Okay, so yeah, I was thinking about doing a hardcore run for this game, but I honestly don't think it's worth it, and it's really cheap. Anyway, so we're gonna have a foe in here to kill, maybe 2 guys. These guys spring up like the guys from Gears of War 3 out of the ground. It's pretty crazy. But the Ripper is, I mean, you got to get really close to these enemies. So if you're not comfortable getting close with enemies, the Ripper might not be for you. Okay, so we have a couple more guys here. Oh, as far as also upgrading, if you upgrade your Kinesis module, you can upgrade an aspect of the Kinesis module that will make your projectiles more deadly. That's actually what I'm going to do. I'm not really concerned with the range of the Kinesis module, but having the impalement damage increased, that's always been something that I focus on, especially on my hardcore run when I did Dead Space 2 hardcore. So this is a beautiful part. We're going to meet up with Carver here and Ellie.
Carver! Down here! Clark! How the hell did you...
And I spent a long time over here making weapons. Well, not making weapons, but just getting rid of this force gun that I think I have on here now, and just getting that off because I just don't like the force gun. So I can't remember what I put on. I know I put on the Seeker rifle because I love having at least one weapon that's very, very powerful, and the Seeker weapon is extremely powerful. Most powerful weapon in this game, in my opinion. So what I did was I put the Seeker rifle and the line gun back. So pretty much Seeker rifle, the line gun, and the plasma cutter are the weapons that I can almost always depend on. Well, I can always depend on them. So I think that the boss fight's coming up pretty soon. The boss fight's not that hard. It's not even cheap, and it's not anything that you should be overly concerned with, but the line gun works pretty well on this guy. So we're going to be focusing on, make sure you have enough stasis for this boss fight too. Okay, so what you need to do, see how with the line gun you don't really even need to be particularly accurate because you don't even have to shoot the infected yellow areas on his tentacles or his whatever they are. The whole time I was doing this, it's just kind of frustrating because the guy moves around so quickly. The double pressing L2 twice to do that roll is not very effective. Once you sever something of his, like one of his arms, he'll generally charge at you, and he charges at you in a straight line. So just move to the left or to the right. See, like right here, I'm going to try to get this limb off. Now he's going to charge me. Sometimes it's just unavoidable. I mean, Isaac's is just, he's not that fast. But this is a pretty long fight. See, now I'm going to move again because I thought he would charge at me, but now he's going into this phase here where he has these dangling pieces of infected flesh on his person. So see how effective the stasis is. So that damage that I received right there was probably me moving at an angle when I should have been moving more to the left, I think. I'm not really sure. There's no trick to this boss. Just keep killing him. His limbs keep regrowing back. But that's just how it goes. Just keep healing yourself. Keep using stasis. So you have a couple of places on his arm. See how he has 2 infected places? But pretty much, if you have stasis, you're in great control of this battle. Because it is hard to hit him when he's moving around so fast. So you see how he charged at me right there, and then I just moved out of the way. That's all you've got to do. And it always looks like he's going to be dead, but then he comes back up with more appendages that you need to shoot out. So I think he's killed over here. And for the rest of the video, it's just me backtracking.